Holy fucking shit. What an abysmal playtest. Like, seriously, I didn't think it was possible for a Roblox-like low-poly first-person shooter to have worse performance than, say, PlanetSide 2 or Battlefield 6.
So, was it worth the wait? The BattleBit Remastered playtest after 2 years. We're about to get into this, okay? Now, a couple of days ago, I made a video discussing BattleBit Remastered and where I felt the game failed us, right? And how it could potentially do better and things to alleviate the current circumstances that the game is facing. Now, this Holly Battlefield experience is something that I always been enthralled with. I always have been excited for this experience and felt like it could have been so much more better and just never hit its full potential. Now, we recently had a playtest, right? And other content creators were able to get in on. I don't know why these folks decide to have 4-hour playtest that your boy just can't attend. Okay, I loaded up the game for like 30 minutes, hopped in, but I couldn't stay. Like I was busy, but man, I wish they did something more extended so I could hop in at my own leisure and do my thing, but that's a whole nother story. But they had the playtest, and again, some gamers were feeling a type of way about the overall playtest. Be it good, be it bad. Now we're gonna check out a content creator's feedback that wasn't so good. And ultimately, this should teach us what's going on with BattleBit Remastered right now. And this content creator, I believe we all have faith in to tell the truth about what's going on with BattleBit Remastered. So this reaction's gonna be good. But real quick, I need to ask my people a question. Where do you stand with BattleBit Remastered? Do you still have faith in the title? Do you think it could come around? Or have you just written it off? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. So if you've been liking the content that Abel Green has been providing on the channel, make sure you guys hit that like button. I appreciate it. And run up that hype. I don't know what hype is, but I heard it's a thing and I heard it helps. So run up that hype for your boy, okay? I really appreciate it. Also, consider subscribing to the channel if you have not done so already. Thank you. So the content creator today is Kamikaze. Major shout out to Kamikaze. And the title of the video that I'm reacting to from him is "We waited 2 years for this BattleBit update." So without further ado, let's get into the action. So peeps, it's about to get real. I did not check out this video at all. Don't know what this man's about to say. So this is going to be good. Let's lock in. Let's get it.
Well, I guarantee this is not the thing, my ugly mug, you were expecting to see on this video when you click through on it. And to go tit for tat for you guys, this is not the thing I was expecting to be putting in a video today either. So
first time seeing Kamikaze's face. Pretty cool.
We're both equally as surprised as each other here. If you played in BattleBit Remastered's playtest today like I did, then you probably have some semblance or crumb of an idea as to where this video is going. And if not, get strapped in, because this is one bumpy as hell ride, guys. That is not going to be a fun one to get over. I kind of have some dot points in front of me here, but I'm really going off the cuff here in this video, which is also really rare for me, and there's a reason for that.
Yo, I love a good rant, baby. We love a good rant. Ooh. Ooh.
Today, BattleBit Remastered ran its first playtest for Operation Overhaul. This is the game update that we have realistically been waiting on for 2 years. It was originally an audio overhaul update that was slated to come out in April 2024. Yeah, that never happened. The update kept getting scope crept, and we kept seeing further and further and further things being included, to the point where we now have this massive overhaul of the game coming that basically changes everything from top to bottom. The playtesting questions started off at 5 AM local time for me on a Sunday morning. Now, if you were one of the few people who were waiting in the live stream waiting room on YouTube for me to go live at the start of the test, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, but
I guess he stood them up. Oh gosh. Hey, it happens sometimes. It happens.
Basically, I had a bunch of alarms set, each set 15 minutes apart to try and wake me up in time. My bitch ass slept all the way through it. I woke up at 8 AM with 1 hour remaining on the playtest. I rushed out of bed, jumped straight on my computer, booted up the stream. But yeah, I was horrifically late. Sorry about that. The body clock just said, you are staying asleep. And despite there being so many alarms, I woke up to no alarm playing, which meant that my dumbass must have subconsciously woken up, turned off the alarms in my sleep, and then gone back to bed. So
Whoa.
I've been known to sleepwalk. Maybe that's what happened there. I don't know. But if I'm being completely honest, I'm kind of glad I didn't wake up in time for the playtest, because I think I would have been even more furious than I am right now with that playtest had I woken up and compromised my sleep schedule for it, because holy fucking shit, what an abysmal playtest.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to get real. Here we go. Here we go. Listen, we about to talk about what's going on with this BattleBit Remastered. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Seriously, I didn't think it was possible for a Roblox-like low-poly first-person shooter to have worse performance than, say, PlanetSide 2 or Battlefield 6. Because that's what happened today in the BattleBit Remastered Operation Overhaul playtest, guys. The fact that we had to wait 2 years for this update to actually land in our hands, and this is the state that we got it in. Mind you, in a playtesting format, but we're going to get to that, is, in my view, actually unacceptable. And I've seen so much copium in the BattleBit Discord and all the social media channels, even in my chat, as I was showing off the issues live on stream, to the point where, yeah, we're going to take the gloves off for this video, guys, and we really need to set some standards for this fucking community here.
So from what I'm hearing, it sounds like your boy dodged the bullet overall. Now, granted, I hopped in briefly, very briefly, I would say about 30 minutes in. In my little play, I wasn't hating it. I'm gonna keep it real. I wasn't hating it. But overall, I didn't get to sink my teeth in, because again, these windows of time that these guys just up this test and they just do it for short durations, it just doesn't make sense to me. We need more time than that. In all honesty, like, give us 3 days, 2 days, like solid shit. Like, these little pockets of time I never agreed with. But for the short duration that your boy played, guys, I'm gonna keep it real. I thought it was okay. I had a good time, but I couldn't stay. I legit was busy doing chores and different shit. So, but yeah, that's crazy that Kamikaze is saying this, because again, it sounds like I dodged the bullet. And I am thankful for that. But let's hear what he's talking about. Let's see. Let's get into the weeds of this. Okay.
So for those who have been out of the loop so far, allow me to give you some background information, which will also explain why we have no gameplay for today. There is now a game-breaking bug in the BattleBit Remastered Operation Overhaul playtest build that basically introduces a memory leak to the game. That means that after 10-ish minutes of playing the game becomes a slideshow. It's essentially a 10 FPS game at this point.
Whoa, I didn't know that. I didn't see that type of feedback. That would have popped up on X or something for me. Now I'll keep it real. I didn't hear nothing like that. Oh, that's really unfortunate. A slideshow? Guys, let me know. Let me know. Is he speaking the truth, y'all? Is it like, listen, let me know. I didn't see that. But slideshow performance. Oh yeah, nah. If I was sitting here on my 5080 trying to get it in with this title and I start seeing the slideshow, oh yeah, nah. I would have been livid. Guys, the short duration I was on, I did not see that. But yeah, that fucking sucks that he went through that. Like, if that's the God's honest truth, that's, yeah, totally unacceptable.
So yeah, the game was basically unplayable. Now, there's a few things we need to go over there in that regard, because first impressions are super important, right, guys? BattleBit Remastered had immaculate first impressions when it first came out, and even in its like playtesting stage, right? It was a fun, functional, polished answer to the first-person shooter industry that was abysmal at the time of its launch. Like in 2023, we had no real good first-person shooter games coming out. BattleBit was, you know, this knight in shining armor coming to save us from this content drought, and it was good. It was extremely good. It left an extremely valid first impression. And
a lot of people did enjoy BattleBit, for real. It was breaking records and doing great in sales. A lot of people were fucking with it, including myself at one time.
And that was resonated through the online community that saw it rise to meteoric success, yeah? You know, millions of copies sold at launch, yada, yada, yada. When you go on a 2-year hiatus from launching any kind of update to your game, you need to reestablish first impressions because you are now starting from scratch, okay? Whether you like it or not, BattleBit Remaster's burnt so much of the community goodwill with the route that they have taken with this update that they are starting from scratch with a lot of community members. So the first impression is very important. The first impression of this update has just fucked this game over because it is functionally inoperable, and we had to wait 2 years to get such a build of the game. Now, yes, this is a small indie game dev company. I get that. And in that context, their capacity for testing would normally be quite limited, right? However, this is not a pre-release game. This is a game that is out. It's a game with an established, dedicated community, and it's a game that has made millions of dollars in profit. And I'm talking hard profit here. There is no logical, acceptable reason why this update was not playtested behind closed doors ahead of time to knock out any major issues like this.
I can't argue with him. He has a valid point there. Like, this game, it has been released to you and I, to the public, as a full-fledged product, right? Is he wrong for feeling this way? No, inherently no. If we're waiting for this playtest and we're supposed to be rejoicing because we actually see shit going in the right direction, to be headed in the polar opposite way would be infuriating to me. Right. And I could only imagine how some of you folks feel at home watching this video right now. And you're kind of like, yo, I'm feeling what Kamikaze's saying here. Now, again, this is his gameplay experience. This is what he's going through. Right. Doesn't mean that all of you have experienced what he has experienced, but him just putting everything in totality, like giving us the huge overall picture here. Yeah, completely unacceptable. Something that I don't know, I personally couldn't fuck with, right? Like, if I was going through what he's going through, yeah, I would be pretty livid. Now, mind you, I didn't go through that, right? Hopefully I get another shot at a playtest or something soon where I could see what the heck is up. But yeah, man, totally unacceptable. It is a product that is out there. Again, it is a indie studio. Right, but these dudes have made money hand over fist with this title, and we should expect more at this point. Okay, it's been eons since we've been able to get any update for this title, and this seems to be the state we're in.
The first impression that this sets within the community after 2 years of waiting is damaging. The developers could have easily ran a very close, very tight-knit playtest to identify this memory leak issue with a 254-player filled server immediately. If they had put the call out, they would have filled that server like that in heartbeat. And then they would have, been able to fix it for the public playtest and have a much better first impression. But, and this is a big bloody but here, say they didn't want to do that, which BattleBit Remastered's developers at times have been very sort of adverse to doing community playtesting in a more closed behind scenes capacity in the past. Okay, fair enough. Hire a fucking QA team. Dead serious. Hire a QA team that could test this ahead of time. The devs have made squillions of dollars. They have the budget to hire a QA team, at least in a very short-term contracted capacity, to do this sort of shit. And on top of that, there are developer statements out there that state that BattleBit has been doing rigorous QA testing behind closed doors as early as 2024 to pick out on these issues. So either the QA testing never happened and that was a bit of a lie, or the QA testing was really bad in application and they weren't able to actually get anything out of it. It's one of the two in my view. It genuinely pisses me off that we have waited 2 years to get a functionally inoperable game from a game that was merely perfect from an operation and a technical perspective ahead of time.
BattleBit Remastered has done a lot of things correctly on the technical side, right? If we're getting technical, right, gameplay separate, technically, this game was very sound. Very, very sound. Everything felt good. The sound was right. Everything just functioned well as a product, right? Overall, if you had something or a major gripe about it, it was nitpicky at that point, because overall BattleBit Remastered was checking all the boxes off for me far as a technical experience. Now, gameplay, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I wasn't feeling the gameplay, and I'm gonna let y'all know right now what that's about. Me personally, I felt like the gameplay experience could have been far more fun than what it was. I felt like there was no organizational flow to the game. It felt just like more crazy chaos with no flow. Battlefield tends to flow, right? We're replicating what Battlefield does with their magic, right? Battlefield tends to have a flow to it. BattleBit didn't have a flow to it. It just felt like bullets coming from 360 all around you and it just not making sense. You have 50 places to look at where bullets could be flying at you. You would just die and just not know what the heck was going on. And the time to kill was kind of fucking you up as well. Like there was all culminations of things that just came together to make the gameplay experience not the best, in my opinion. Okay. And I voiced this concern several times over. Okay, several times over, ladies and gentlemen. And this seems to be a thing that the devs have acknowledged and said, hey, we're going to go back to the drawing board. Again, I was correct in my thesis of when I first played it. I said, heck, outside of the game just having these custom servers and having community split and everybody having their own customized experience of this game, which I feel is another hindrance to the title, but that's just something totally different. I felt like the core gameplay itself, the core gameplay loop was not fun. Not fun. It just was not hitting on the fun factor. And the devs acknowledged exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. It wasn't fun. But I don't know how we get to this state of releasing a title and the shit's not fun. So that's a whole nother thing in itself. My man Kamikaze discussed a memory leak. Guys, can somebody tell me what the fuck a memory leak is? I have no clue what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what a memory leak is, but it apparently caused his shit to slideshow. I don't know what a memory leak is. Okay, your boy don't know. But on that front, I felt like BattleBit could have overall been a better, funner experience for the community. And that's where it really lost a lot of favor with your boy, because it simply was not fun and addicting to keep going through and playing. Now, the whole look and aesthetic of it, I was in love. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm in love with the 8-bit shit. I love that retro graphics type of look. It's your boy. It's your boy. Okay. On that front, we're good. We're crystal clear. We're good. I love it. But outside of that, bro, wasn't fucking with it, guys. Just was not fucking with it.
There's leeway when your game is in a pre-release state. There is leeway when you are a small indie team that is approaching release and hasn't made squillions of dollars that can't afford QA testing. BattleBit's developers can. This could have been avoided, and it has now left, in some cases, I believe, an irreparable damage to the reputation of the game that I think they're going to have a really hard time getting out of.
I definitely agree with that, though. If you could afford QA testing, yeah, you needed that in your title like yesterday, right? Like, fair enough.
Doesn't matter that this was just a playtest, guys. For many, this was the first view of what 2 years worth of waiting has led to. You can't lead a 2-year-long wait with an inoperable build of the game. That just does not happen. It is not acceptable. Any other dev team, I tell you, any other dev team, if they had spent 2 years working on an update, released the playtest that was that broken to its community, the entire community would have sat there going, the fuck have you been doing for 2 years? And in BattleBit's case, that is a fair response. I'm sorry if you're out here huffing copium trying to defend it. It is a fair response for the community to go, what have we been waiting for? Why did we just get such a busted, broken build of your game?
Listen, man, this seems to be a huge issue here. I'm going to have to check out another perspective. I'm going to have to see what else other content creators are saying, honestly, and hopefully they keep it real, because we're going to contrast this. We have to come back to this. We have to come back to this because his experience here, I'm not seeing that outrage online. I would have seen it already. I would have seen it. I would think I would seen it already. Right, guys? Like for real. I think I would have seen it already. I think I would have. I didn't see this outrage like that. Honestly, not that I was looking for it, but I felt like being in the space that I am, I'm very much on the pulse of like shooters that I really care about, right? And BattleBit Remastered is one of them. So that being said, I thought for sure I would have seen more outrage or an outcry immediately concerning the overall experience for this game. I haven't seen that, but Kamikaze's going in on the game, and I respect his opinion. I really do. So I'm going to have to dig into this a little more and get other angles from other content creators and just do reactions and just see what the heck is really going on. Is this a blanket issue, or is this just a isolated incident?
And that's not even touching on the gameplay changes that I noticed that might be somewhat problematic as well in the update that, quite frankly, I haven't had enough time to really get a solid grasp over. So again, this is really first impression stuff, but there are so many changes to this game from the build of the game that I'm used to playing here that I think might be steps in the wrong direction as well. For one, the time to kill has gotten far longer, and I do mean far, far longer. In some cases, SMGs feel like absolute pea shooters beyond 10 meters, right? On top of that, as a bit of a compensation tool by looks of things, so I suspect that this might be by design, all of the weapons in this game tend to feel like they've got no recoil whatsoever anymore. Like, the recoil feels very laser beamy, and in order to compensate for that, there is a ton of visual recoil in the game now. Your weapon crosshair and your weapon's recoil bounces all over the shop like it's got ADHD trying to decide which direction it goes in, whereas previously, BattleBit Remastered's recoil patterns, they were harsher, but you could at least compensate for them because you knew where they were going to go.
I will agree with that, though. I did notice that there was a lot of visual recoil. I did notice that.
Gunplay in the game now feels so spongy and so bouncy that it feels like it's lost a lot of the impact that it had in the previous builds. Further to that, I've been told that weapon headshot multipliers are now 1.1 times in the game. I don't know if that's by design or if that's also a bug that made it through its way to this build, but yeah, weapon headshot multipliers 1.1 times. That might be the lowest headshot multiplier I think I've ever seen in a video game.
Now, I don't know what the multiplier thing means, right? So I guess headshots are not as lethal, right? That's what I'm taking from it. I'm guessing headshots, just are not deadly in that way. But I will say this. He's right about the recoil in the game. I noticed that immediately. I don't know what weapon I had. I don't know what I was shooting with. Guys, forgive me. I don't remember like that. But I did notice that there was a lot of visual recoil, right? Now, as far as the sponginess, I felt as though that the time to kill for the characters and things that I did, the short time that I did play, I thought it was okay. Now, mind you, I don't like quick ass gunfights. I like to have a battle, right? A little battle, a chance to return fire. That's the fun core of fun shooters, right? You have a chance to return fire. It's not just like, I caught you off guard, you're dead immediately. Like that doesn't make fun for fun experiences in video games, in my opinion. You guys know how I am. I love gameplay. Gameplay's first above everything. If you know Abel Green, you know me. I love gameplay. And the fact that they went the more spongy route, I actually respect that, because they're leaning into the arcadiness and the fun factor of BattleBit Remastered. Now, mind you, I didn't get to have a deep, in-depth experience with this title recently, but the fact that he's acknowledging that things have become a little more spongy is cool for me, personally. I'm gonna keep it all the way real. It's cool for me. Now, they might need to tweak it a bit, dial it down or in a bit to make sure things are more refined and feeling right. But outside of that, I think the longer time to kill is fine, but it has to be done with respect and high regard. It has to feel right. You can't just make a longer time to kill and shit just feels off. It feels like we've been fighting for 2 days. That shit doesn't work. Okay. The time to kill and perception of death need to be correct and feel right. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too mad at that. However, I definitely will say my man is nailing it with the visual recoil. You definitely see it within the visuals themselves, like easily.
I've also been told that vehicles hardly touched. Like all the vehicle changes that were apparently coming or apparently part of the, nope, they're not here. They're not in this build either. Ammo crates, you now have to stand around them for about 5 years before you can get any kind of ammo. You can't just, you know, look at an ammo crate, press the F key and choose what you want to grab out of an ammo crate. That's not a thing anymore.
That sucks.
You have to just stand there to get your full kit by the sounds of things. Sweet. Love being forced to stand in one place with my dick in my hands without any ammo for that long a time. Amazing. It just feels like there's so many untested elements of the game here that they're all changing at once. That just feels like it's going to take the game like so many years back down the track, right? This is a game that released into early access as a commercial release 2 years ago. And it feels like I'm back to playing a pre-release version of a game again. Like, this does not feel like an update. It feels like a regression, an untested regression that I've had to wait 2 years to get. It just feels so mismanaged, guys. It just, everything feels wrong about this. And look, maybe once the technical stuff is sorted out in the next playtest, God knows when that's going to be, and I get more hands-on time with it to actually test how the game feels when it's working as intended. Maybe I'll, you know, have a chance to enjoy it more, but I feel like there are so many changes, some of which feel, again, untested, unverified, just completely like as though they've been done in the dark, right? With no direction. The game just feels weird. It just doesn't feel like it understands what it wants to be anymore, which we knew was the case in 2023 when the devs were going through their identity crisis. I'm worried that that's being manifested here with Operation Overhaul as well.
Is he on point with what he's saying, y'all? Like, let me know down in the comment section. Is he on point with what he's saying? Because again, honestly, I haven't been seeing this outcry like this. I have not seen this for the playtest. For the playtest duration that was recently up, guys, this past week here, I didn't see this outcry. I didn't see this. This is very interesting. Again, we're going to look at some other content creators' experiences, and I'm definitely going to react to that because this is a stark contrast from what I've seen on the internet. I legit didn't see anything bad so far, right? I personally didn't see anything bad, but let me know what you guys think. Have you played it, and how do you guys feel? Let's continue.
Like, there's some good things, don't get me wrong. The game looks nice in some places. Some of the visual updates they've done look nice. The voice lines, despite their quality being a bit weird at times, that was a welcome addition, I think, too. But when I came into this playtest, I was expecting to leave excited and hopeful for BattleBit's future, and I don't feel that way right now. It is a manifestation of what happens when you try to bite off more than you can chew in a single update and try to do this whole of game overhaul that is so untested that you just end up breaking the very foundation of your game in the process. The devs have truly taken an all or nothing approach with this update, and with all the stuff they're changing and with all of the stuff of it that is clearly untested and clearly unpolished at this current point in time, after 2 years of waiting, man, I'm just speechless, man. It's been 2 years. I'm sorry. Like, I've been one of the game's most diehard supporters. I've done my absolute best to try and up.
I agree. He's the guy that I've been paying attention to for BattleBit Remastered coverage. Really, for real. Like, I did some coverage. I didn't go extensive. I didn't go Arc Raiders crazy, but I did coverage on BattleBit because I genuinely care for the game. I really do. But yeah, I could only imagine how he's feeling. As a content creator, it sucks to be at this point. I've been here several times with shooters. Several times, guys. And this is not a great feeling. I know how he's feeling.
Uplift the community and uplift the game where I can. And I just feel like we've been left kind of hanging here. I don't know, man. I hope this changes rapidly because holy shit, this is not what 2 years worth of work feels like to me. 2 years worth of waiting. Anyway, here we are, guys, I guess, right? Sorry to leave you guys on a bit of a Debbie Downer. I did not intend for that to be the case in this video. I was really looking forward to raving about the game and telling you about all the cool stuff that's happened, but how can you, right? And if there's one thing I'll always be with you guys, it's honest. And fuck, I just can't help but be honest about BattleBit and the fact that I've spent 2 years waiting for an update that came out functionally broken in its first purview. So we'll see. We'll see, guys. I wouldn't hold your breath at the moment. I want to be positive about it, and when I can be positive, I will be, but we ain't there yet, and I fear that we're a whiles away. So yeah, I reckon the update's got at least another couple months of cooking behind it before it even dares to do a public release full time. So back to waiting, guys. April 2026. Let's do it. Woo!
So folks, there you have it. Kamikaze saying that there's a lot of features in things that have not been tested within this BattleBit recent playtest. That's really unfortunate. And honestly, I need to do some more investigating to see if that's really truly the case for the overall experience from the community. This is just heartbreaking news because honestly, I like BattleBit Remastered. You guys know, you have seen me do coverage on the channel for this game several times over. And just to know that this is the feedback we're getting for the playtest, this is really disheartening and it really, really sucks. Hopefully the devs come around with some resolution or solution to this huge issue here, okay? But again, I'm gonna investigate more and we would definitely be having another perspective to this conversation. So guys, if you did not check out my last BattleBit video, it was a banger. Be sure to click here and I'll be sure to see you there.